So I'll get V is equal to 0.07 LG squared. I'm just replacing the K by the value of K and putting it right there. So V is equal to 0.07 LG squared. Now in step 4, we go to the question. What is the volume, V, when the girth is 3 and the length is 25? So keep in your mind, we're saying the girth is 3, the length is 25. So I go back for step 4. What is the volume when the girth is 3 and the length is 25? So I replace G by 3, L by 25. And now simply solve it, which in this case there's nothing to do but multiply it. So just multiply 3 squared to get 9. And then on your calculator, multiply 0.07 times 25 times 9. And you should get 15.75 cubic feet. Now I'm going to give you some practice. What you need to do is to copy these problems down. Don't try to solve them now, just copy them. I'm going to give you 3 of them. Once you get all 3 copied, you need to stop the tape, work the problems, and then restart the tape to check your answers. The revenue for a company varies directly as the number of items produced. In other words, the more items a company makes, the more money they bring in. If the company had a revenue of $1.2 million for 10,000 items, calculate the revenue for 12,000 items. I'll give you just a minute or so to get this copied, then I'll give you the second problem. Remember, I want you to copy all 3 of them before you stop the tape. Here's the second problem. The volume, V, of a given mass of gas varies directly as the temperature, T, and inversely as the pressure, P. So the volume varies directly as the temperature and inversely as the pressure. So that means I'm going to have to multiply by T divided by P. Uh-oh, I didn't mean to tell you how to do it. If V is equal to 231 cubic centimeters when T is 42 degrees and P is 20 kilograms per square centimeter, now don't get confused with the units. These are just units that are going to make things work out. So a cubic centimeter is just a unit, a degree is just a unit, and a kilogram per square centimeter is just a unit. So these are units, and they will work out. What is the volume when T is 30 degrees and P is 15 kilograms per square centimeter? So remember what you want to think. If V is 231, when T is 42 and P is 20, what is the value of V when T is 30 and P is 15? That's really what you want to think. One more problem for you. Z varies jointly as x and the square root of y. So Z varies jointly as x and the square root of y. If Z is 10 for x equal to 2 and y is equal to 4, find y for Z equal to 25 and x equal to 12. Now you need to stop the tape, work the problems, and then restart the tape to check your answers. For the first one, the revenue is $1.44 million. For problems 2 and 3, I'm also giving you some of the intermediate steps. The model for 2 is V is equal to K times T over P, because it said the volume varies directly as the temperature, inversely as pressure. So since it's directly as temperature, you multiply by T. Inversely as the pressure, you divide by P. Once you substitute in the given and solve for K, you get 110. So the model for this particular gas is V is equal to 110 T divided by P. Then once you substitute the values given in the question, you should get V as 220 cubic centimeters. The third one, it says that Z varies jointly as X and the square root of Y. So that means I need to multiply X times the square root of Y times the constant K. So it'll be K times X times the square root of Y, because it varies jointly as X and the square root of Y. Once I substitute in the given and solve for K, I get K is 2.5. So I have Z is equal to 2.5 X times the square root of Y. Take the values given for Z and X and solve for Y. I get Y is approximately 69 hundredths. If you disagree with any of these answers, be sure to check with someone. If you're wrong, you need to find out why and make the corrections. If the tape is wrong, you need to notify your instructor so the instructor can make the needed corrections. This completes our work on variation.